Hi, and thanks for joining me in today's yoga video. Today we have a power yoga flow. So we'll channel our inner strength and move with our breath. And if you need a break at any time, feel free to take a rest. So let's begin in child's pose, knees spread wide, arms extended out long. And we'll take some deep breaths, slowing down our breaths, centering ourselves, letting go of the day so far, and really allowing us to look inward and appreciate our bodies and be thankful for this time for ourselves. So breathe in and out slowly here. And then we'll meet in tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we'll begin with cat-cow to warm up the spine. So inhale, drop the belly, chin upwards. Exhale, arch the back, gaze down, and move in a way that feels good for your spine. From here, extend the right leg out long and rock front to back to stretch out the hamstring and the foot. Find places that are tense and work to stretch and loosen that area. And switch legs, extending the left leg out long, rocking front to back. Great. Release that leg and we'll stretch our wrists. So turn the right hand inwards towards the body and rock front to back, feeling a stretch in that forearm and wrist. You can do some circles. Release and we'll switch to the left hand, fingers pointing towards the body. Great. From here, plant the palms a bit in front of you and send the hips back for downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Find your positioning, your ears in line with your biceps, and we'll begin our first flow where we will shift our body forward into plank pose, and then bend your knees, send your hips back, and then extend and straighten the legs back to downward facing dog. So let's try that again, floating forward, bending the knees, hips back, and straightening the legs. Inhale forward, exhale, send the knees back and straighten. Continue in this flow, moving with your breath, feeling a wave of movement. You'll generate a bit of heat here, but just embrace it and enjoy. Keep going. If you need to drop to your knees, feel free to do that and just continue with the flow. And last one here, we'll meet in downward facing dog. From here, step both feet up to the front of the mat in a forward fold. You can shake out your wrist, do some circles. If you'd like, you can step on your wrist, so placing the toes in the bend of the wrist and forearm, and wiggle your toes a bit to massage that area. Keep a slight bend in your knees, breathing deeply, and let's plant our palms, send the right leg back, and rise up for a high lunge, arms overhead. Breathing in and out, feeling your strength and support of your legs. You can interlace the fingers behind your back to open the chest. Great. And then we'll open up to Warrior Two, arms extended out, bending into that front knee, and then straighten that front leg, send the arm back and overhead, and then flow back into Warrior Two, reverse warrior, and breathe with this movement. Last time. And from here, cartwheel it forward, planting the palms on the inside of the foot for a short lizard pose to stretch out the hip. And then we'll press into the mat and step the foot back into downward facing dog. Great job. And let's continue on the other side. Left foot comes forward, rise up, high lunge, feeling your strength and power. Interlace the fingers behind the back, breathing deeply. And then we'll open up to Warrior Two, bending deep, getting lower as you can, and we'll flow back to Reverse Warrior, straightening that front leg, arm overhead, and back to Warrior Two, Reverse Warrior. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And this time flow forward, plant the palms on the inside of the leg, lizard pose. Great job. Step it back to downward dog. Take a little breath here, and then we'll send the right leg forward in between the hands once more. Rise up, high lunge. Open up to Warrior Two, Reverse Warrior. Interlace the fingers behind the back, and we'll drop our chest towards our thigh for Humble Warrior. Feeling strong in your legs, and then release and send it back to Downward Facing Dog. Let's go for the other side. Left leg between the hands. High lunge, Warrior Two, Reverse Warrior, and interlace the fingers behind. Pull your chest towards your thigh and drop down. Release. Step it back to Downward Facing Dog. Come forward to plank, drop to your belly, rise up for Cobra, and send it back for Downward Facing Dog or resting in Child's Pose. Great job. Take this moment to recenter, catch your breath, stretch out your wrists. Feel the warmth and strength in your body. We'll meet back in Downward Facing Dog and walk your feet up to meet your hands in Forward Fold. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Plant the feet firmly into the mat. We'll send and drop the hips down into chair pose, arms overhead. And release, dive forward. Again, drop the hips down, arms overhead, chair, and dive forward, straighten the legs. We'll continue this flow Think of following your gaze with your hands and your movement as you bring the arms up and then diving forward. Again, feeling this flow of movement. If you'd like, you can twist to one side, elbow on the opposite knee, and twist to the other side. You're doing great. And release. Great. From here, plant the palms, send it back to downward facing dog. We'll go through our plank flow once more, coming forward, bending the knees, and straightening out. Come to stillness and make your way to a seat, extending both legs out long into staff pose. Flex your feet and sit up nice and tall, feeling the stretch in your hamstrings. And we'll twist to one side. Come back to center and twist to the opposite side. And slowly roll down onto your back. When you're here, take what you need. You can do a bridge pose or rock side to side with the knees. You can do happy baby. Do a scan of your body and decide which movements feel best as we cool down. I'm ending here with some happy baby. Rocking side to side, massaging the spine. And we'll extend both of our legs out long here, relaxing into the mat, allowing all of the energy and movement that we created in this flow to settle into our body. Take a moment to be grateful for your body and all that it does for you. Slowly roll to one side and press yourself up to a seated position. And we'll end here, taking deep, slow breaths. Inhale, arms interlace overhead, and drop your hands into prayer. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day.